Hello there, beautiful beings, and welcome to my sacred space. My name is Raven, and this is Pietro. And thank you so much for being here. Today, I just want to make a quick video to show you both decks by Angi Sullins. The artworks for these decks are also by Silas Toball. I think it's very interesting. I didn't see this a lot of times before, like going on YouTube, checking out new decks. I actually just chanced upon this one specifically on Amazon. I was on my way to check out and thought, hey, what else can I purchase along with these decks that I have on my basket, on my cart? And then I saw this one. And by seeing the word Hafiz, I was immediately drawn to it because Hafiz is actually one of the Sufis, the great Sufis. And I have been very much interested in their philosophy and in their thinking, and I think it's great to purchase this deck and perhaps learn more about the wisdom of Hafiz. So I purchased this one, and I'm really glad that I did because this is a jewel. I really wasn't expecting a lot when I purchased this deck because, like I said, I didn't see the cards or whatever, maybe just a couple of thumbnails on Amazon, but nothing really that extensive. So I would like to say that I kind of like purchased this blindly, and I'm very glad I did. So this is the guidebook. Oh, by the way, this deck is by US Game Systems. So this is a guidebook. It is quite chunky for a little deck, and they used really nice paper. I love the quality of the paper. It's very smooth, and oh yeah, it does smell nice. Still, so here you have the introduction. So Hafiz, who is he? Well, he is a Sufi, the most beloved poet of the Persians. So the Persians right now are the people living in Turkey, so the Turkish. So this deck is actually based off of his collection of poems. Okay, so here you have a note on using the deck. With all the oracular encounters, this is an exercise in trust. Trust yourself. Trust your inner guidance. We suggest that having pulled a card, you allow yourself to respond to the art and the symbols first. What does the figure, color palette, and symbols say to you? The theme and message of each card, along with the poetic offerings of Mr. Ladinsky, are there as a gentle guiding voice, but no voice trumps your own knowing. So I love that. I love how some deck creators really encourage you to use your intuition and trust in your gut. So that's really cool. So in the insides, you would have like a, it's not really a full page, but a huge representation of the card in color, which is really pretty. So here you would already have the meanings of the cards, not a lot of extra information there. You don't even have spreads on this deck. So it's all up to you on how you would like to use your deck. But this one, I'm already being drawn to the imagery. I mean, I've used this deck, I've seen all of the images on this deck, but even looking at it or the visual representation of the actual card on the guidebook, it still draws me in. That's how beautiful and powerful the images are. It's just amazing. So for example, so you have number 7, okay, Pietro, embrace stillness. Stillness is an alchemy stone. There is a door inside your mind no one told you about. It leads to a land of infinite potential and creative genius. You enter the doorway through stillness. If you seek to know the wild expanse of your truest power, or to discover the true home of your deepest belonging, go there, go often, and listen deeply. So the actual messages that you find here are, they're not really action phrases. I mean, they can be, but they're more poetic, more of an inspiration, as opposed to an action phrase, teaching you, okay, do this, do that, right? So it still prompts you to check in with your intuition, to dig deep within yourself to find the true meaning of the card. And I think it's good. It sparks your connection, your bond with your inner self, and I think it's really awesome. Now let's talk about the production quality of the card. So here you have the backing. I think this is really phenomenal. I love artworks like this, wherein the colors are just, it pops out, and it's very, very intricate. And I like it because I see, what do you call that, divine symmetry. And it's like, a part of the grand design. And I really do love the style, the colors, everything is just gorgeous. On the sides, you have gold edging, which adds an extra touch of elegance and opulence on this deck, and it's just really awesome. So in the front of the cards, you have the full image, and then just maybe a thumb size at the bottom. You have a bar, which has the number and the actual message. So here, ask for help, offer gratitude, kindle love, embrace stillness. And what I like about what Angi Sullins wrote in the guidebook is that, you don't, oh, I love this one, rest deeply. It's like Pietro. So you don't just look at the images and, what does this mean to me? You also look at the colors and the vibe and possibly the number. So basically everything that you see on the actual card can mean something to you potentially if you just listen to your inner self. I keep saying inner self, but you know what I mean. If you just listen to your intuition, there is definitely a message out there for you. And yeah, I love it. This is just really gorgeous. You can clearly see the Middle Eastern references in the architecture, in the actual, the carpets, in the style. It's there, and I think it's very interesting. I think it's like, it gives off like an old world charm. I haven't been to the Middle East, but Turkey is one of the places that I really, really do want to visit soon. So, having this in my collection, and also, kind of like getting to know one of the great Sufis is like really amazing. I love this tiger, it's so gorgeous. This is really a majestic deck. I love it so much. Just looking at it makes me, kind of like lost in the moment. And so yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna pause this for a little while because this little cat is making a mess. Sorry. So Pietro, no. Okay, I'm gonna put him down. Alright, so cat hair all over. Alright, so that is it for Wisdom of Hafiz. I want to show you the next deck that I purchased by Angi Sullins. So the reason why I checked this out is because I really love this one. I like the messages that comes through with this one. It feels so profound. So when I saw that she came out with this one, I went ahead and purchased it right away. So this deck is called Love Who You Are. And this one actually comes with, oh, there you go. So it has like a little oracle bag that you can use to keep the cards in. The packaging on this one is obviously a lot bigger, but I don't know which one I prefer. I think I prefer the smaller one because, you can bring it anywhere with you, but maybe that's the reason why they provided this, so that it can be a little bit more travel friendly, I guess. But in the packaging, it is very, very intricate. Like, look at the colors on this one. It's like dusk. It's like very grounding. It's like the first light in the morning. I feel freshness coming through from this. And we're just talking about the box, guys. Seriously, it's beautiful. Now let's have a look at the guidebook. So this one is also chunky, but I think, maybe the chunkiness is from the size or the thickness, the GSM of the paper, which I don't mind because it is really gorgeous. I love that this one is also matte. And let's have a look. Becoming Her. Alright, so this deck is also by US Game Systems. So I have a poem there from Angi. I feel like this one is a little bit more colorful. I guess because they have more paper to work with. But it is just very beautiful. So I love how she writes also. It's very poetic. If you've adopted this deck, you're part of that revolution. I see you and I marvel at the forces that have brought us together. We will no longer settle for the messages that tell us we're too much or not enough. Whether those messages are coming from external culture or our own internal programming. We will no longer hide our light, our power, or bigness for fear of being targeted with accusation or shame. And we certainly will no longer live a life where we're small and scared, but presumably safe, languishing in a cage of harsh thoughts when the doors of that cage are wide open. Love that. Screams very Eight of Swords, but you see how she writes is just, it's so wonderful, man. I'm just so hyped up. Okay, so same with the other Oracle deck. No card spreads, no nothing, no further explanations, directly onto the meanings. So same style, you have, I love how she has different vectors or decorations per page. Like, it's very, very pretty. Beautiful. So yeah, for example, here you have a full, actually, you know what? It's bigger. Oh no, okay. I thought it was bigger than the actual card, but you have like a full colored representation of the card, and then you have the meanings here. So number 4, practice curiosity. In painful times, in happy times, in sad, confusing, and lonely times, choose curiosity over judgment. When you judge a situation, you shrink to fit the proportions of criticism. When you remain curious about what's happening and why, what the motives are, and what the hidden factors may be, you open a space for peace and possibility. Judgment is a prison. Curiosity is an adventure. Now is the time to choose the attitude that will create the most freedom and space for you to move forward. It is, very straightforward, but she kind of like lays it on very aesthetically, like with her words, with the choice of words, with the way she constructs her sentences. It's just, I don't know, I am falling in love all over again. Like, I went through the guidebook before, just very just a few pages before, I just skimmed through it, and I remember thinking I am very impressed with how she writes, and just looking at it again, it gives off that that knowingness. Like, she really knows her craft. Like, she is someone who is, not just creating this deck because, she has like a beautiful idea of a design and wants to, create an oracle deck, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like this is someone who really, just squeezed a lot of her passion out onto the guidebook, and I love that. Okay, I'm gonna stop, fangirling, but I'm gonna show you the deck. So this one, I'm not really so keen on the backing on this one. I think I mentioned that before when I did some of my videos. It's not really, I don't know, I don't like butterflies. Maybe that's why. Or, there's nothing wrong with butterflies, okay? It's just really not my aesthetic. I mean, she could have used the moth, or, I don't know, the different, maybe the fox, but maybe there's a precise reason for that. But yeah, I don't know. It just looks like an old Nana's blanket or whatever. But yeah, that's me judging. Oh my god. We just read something about judgments. Anyway, moving on. So this one has this backing. It is very intricate. This, despite me not liking the actual design, it does have like really nice elements to it. Like, you can clearly see like the vectors. It's very well put, or well, designed. This one also has edging, but somehow I feel like the edging is different, right? So this one is a lot golden. This one is a little bit more cooler toned. In terms of the edging, I like this one better. Onto the cards. So this, I just, found out when I purchased it, is actually an animal themed deck. And I have to do an animal themed deck collection video because I have amassed a lot of animal themed decks recently. So yeah, it has the same vibe, very intricate colors and design, but without the Middle Eastern references, obviously. This one is a lot more nature inspired, and I do love that. I love the colors, I love the animals and how they are represented. Like, even though this frog has a crown on its head, it wasn't edited highly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's still a frog. They just added like a cute crown on the frog's head. They didn't change the actual animals like some decks do, like make the animals a little bit more human-ish, like it, a full animorphic style. But this one, good luck. I love this card. But this one, even though this hamster is like, with a birthday hat or whatever, still, it is a hamster. You know, I love that they didn't really tweak the actual cards. This could have been like a better backing for this deck, really. I love dragonflies. But yes, so the energy of this one, if this one is, you know, it feels really deep, you know, it feels like it's full of wisdom and all of that. This one feels a bit comforting, I guess, because you know, these animals are animals that we see in the wild. If not in the wild, like we see them in National Geographic, in books, in magazines, in movies. So these are creatures that we are already familiar with, and I think that gives me the essence of familiarity, and along with that is comfort. Hello, this sloth. And you know, this is truly just a deck that makes me smile. Looking at these animals, I do love animals, so you know, it really has that effect on me. It is very light. The messages that comes through using this deck are also very gentle as well. And yeah, it feels like it's coming off, or it feels like it's being given by a friend. So these decks actually have the same size, so do what you will. If you have both, maybe you wanna, you know, shuffle them together, but I won't. I like to use them separately. But yeah, let's shuffle. Beautiful. Let's try this one. I do have small hands, so if you see me struggling, it's not the card, it's my hand. So shuffle really, really wonderfully. And you know, with US games, you can never go wrong with the cardstock. They're always phenomenal. It's always like top-notch quality. So yeah, I think it's awesome. What else do I want to say? Oh yeah, let's talk about the cardstock. I think I forgot to talk about the cardstock. So it is obviously, you know, the same. Like quality and everything, the printout, the glossiness. It's not hyper gloss, but it is, you know, it does have a little bit of sheen to it. But you know what? I don't mind. I just love the deck so much that really I don't mind at all. So yeah, I think this, you know, these decks are perfect for, you know, your daily card pools, or if you just want to check in with your intuition, or check in with your guides, like what do I need to know today, what do I need to focus on, is there something that I'm not seeing that I should be paying attention to. So I think this deck is really perfect for that. It has gentle energy, it gives off like great wisdom, and is very comforting as well. So let me know what you guys think. If you like this video, or if you enjoyed it, you know, kindly consider giving this video a like, or subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell for, you know, whenever I do make an upload again, then you'll be notified. I truly appreciate you being here, and if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. I try to find time to respond to each and every one of you, and know that I'm truly, truly grateful for you being here. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day. Bye!